Welcome to Tech Weekly with Jake Brown. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Tech Weekly. Tech Weekly is a show that will happen every Friday night from 8 o'clock to 8:10 p.m. and I'll tell you the biggest tech news that has happened in the past week in under 10 minutes. So, up first, Apple has been granted a patent for a software that would allow for socially distanced selfies. This is in response to the current COVID-19 global pandemic. The software would enable a user to invite others to be in a group selfie, which would arrange all of the people in a group image. However, the background would only be of what the user has in their camera. In other Apple news, Apple will be announcing a new processor for the Mac computers at the Worldwide Developer Conference later this month. It will be using the ARM chip based on Apple's A14 processor, which will be featured in their next iPhone 12. The ARM chips have already been tested by Apple and have shown large improvements over the Intel counterparts, especially in graphics performance and AI. The new processors are more power efficient as well, which could lead to lighter and thinner Macs. Everyone will benefit from Apple's move away from Intel chips in favor of them designing their own processors, which Apple has done for the iPhone and iPad. This move will also further the ties between Apple and Intel. Without sacrificing performance, the new chips will lengthen battery life and bring better efficiencies. This could also potentially pave the road for Apple's transition to 5G, with potentially making their devices 5G enabled and using their own 5G modems, which would be pretty cool. However, one potential flaw in Apple making their own chips is that the company would have to keep up with the demand and stay ahead of the curve in the chip technology. When the ARM Macs roll off production and into stores, it will be the first time in Apple's 36-year history that computers will be based on a chip made by them. Rumors have been spreading that they may release it in a new iMac soon, hopefully with the new chip inside. Mac users are hoping that Apple will make major updates with the better graphics and faster processor, which will be fulfilled by the new ARM processor. We could see this new Mac at the conference in June, which kicks off on June 22nd. Make sure that you do join me for the live stream, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the keynote. And anyway, back to the iMac. The design of the Mac has not changed in almost a decade, unlike the rest of the Apple products. We expect to see slimmer bezels and better display tech. Some rumors have even suggested some of the design features will mimic the display of the Pro Display XDR. The new Mac will have better storage, graphics, more RAM, and of course the new ARM processor. However, keep in mind that these are just rumors, but the new Mac will surely be a sight for your sore eyes. Now that you've been hearing about this conference that Apple is having, what is it really about? So, the Worldwide Developer Conference that will take place from June 22nd to June 26th, starting off at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, like I said before, or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The conference will be completely virtual due to the global pandemic and will feature over 100 engineering sessions and one-on-one developer labs. This will be the biggest WWDC yet, bringing the 23 million Apple developers from around the world together. The annual developer convention is where we will see the unveiling of new products, such as hopefully the new iMac, iOS 14, the new Apple over-ear headphones, and macOS 10.16. You can view it on Apple's website or also with me live, where I can give my impressions on the new products, and I'm sure that will definitely be a momentous and memorable keynote. So, veering away from Apple news, Facebook, Twitter, Microsoft and Google renewed their pledge to fight online child exploitation as a way to further prevent cyberbullying and sexual harassment. These companies are all part of the 14-year-old technology coalition. This new innovative called the Project Protect will enact a 5-pillar plan to support the group's long-term goals. These 5 pillars include tech innovation, collective action, independent research, information and knowledge sharing, and transparency. The project will establish a fund to build tools to prevent online child sexual exploitation, publish an annual report on the industry's effort, and create an annual forum of the experts to share the best practices in order for prevention. This plan does lack some of the specifics, such as the money and resources it will require, which are obviously crucial steps in having the outcome for this plan to be a success. Facebook has also further extended its initiative in stopping sexual harassment on the internet by helping the FBI hack a man who has repeatedly been harassing girls on Facebook. They have reportedly been tracking Buster Hernandez for years, but he had been able to hide his real IP address while he was sexually exploiting girls. Facebook's security firm decided to work with a third-party firm to develop a hacking tool that took advantage of a flaw in the video player Hernandez was using called Tails. This tool was eventually passed up to the FBI, but reports were unclear on whether they knew of the Facebook's involvement. After sending an inappropriate video, which uncovered Hernandez, he pleaded guilty to 41 charges, including the production of child pornography and threats to kill or kidnap his victims. Hernandez has since been apprehended and is now in prison. So, in Amazon news, the European Union is preparing to file an antitrust charge against Amazon over its treatment of third-party sellers on the site. According to the Wall Street Journal, the EU's Competition Commission could file charges as early as next week. The charges will accuse Amazon of using data on independent sellers on its platform to launch their own competing products. Amazon has denied these claims, but was reported in April that they had scooped up data from the third-party sellers to help determine the pricing of their own products, which is strictly against the EU's antitrust laws. We will see where this case goes in the next few months. Now over to the Black Lives Matter protests that have been happening all over the world in the past weeks. Apple, Google, Microsoft, and other tech giants have stepped up their comments on the need for racial justice. While this is happening, a group of technologists say that the language of the tech industry itself needs to change in order to fight racism. The terms of master and slave, which have been used to describe the relationship between hard drives, among other things, have come under scrutiny because of the U.S.'s history of slavery. Other tech terms such as whitelist and blacklist are also being revisited for their potentially racist undertones. While nobody thinks that changing the language of technology will bring racial equality to the United States, the effort to alter how technology is discussed and acknowledge how eager many people are willing to address it in areas they have influence in. Racism and the state the U.S. is in is truly terrifying, and the little things like this will help with a new outcome of racial equality. Switching over to the government seeks fines for up to $225 million from telemarketers who allegedly make a billion unwanted robocalls, which is in violation of the FCC's rules. This penalty is the largest proposed fine in FCC history. The fine specifically targets a Texas-based Rising Eagle for allegedly scamming consumers in more than half a dozen states. These calls allegedly attempted to sell consumers fake health insurance plans from major insurance carriers. Victims that were lured in were then continually scammed. People behind the Rising Eagle have not responded to these allegations. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai is making it clear that scamming consumers will not go unnoticed and will result in extreme punishment. This enforcement action is part of a wider U.S. government crackdown on unwanted robocalls by telemarketers. This fine was announced on Tuesday and will go into action soon. Thank you, Ajit Pai. Here's him drinking, I think, coffee in a Reese's peanut butter cup mug, it looks like. Anyway, now into gaming news. The forthcoming Xbox Series X will have to undergo some changes in marketing in the midst of everybody's altered situation during this unprecedented pandemic. However, Xbox chief Phil Spencer feels confident on the production of the new Xbox. He has stated in confidence that in the product will continue its scheduled launch in the fall. There is still an uncertainty in the pricing of the Xbox due to the several layoffs that have occurred because of the current situation. Because of this, Xbox has enacted the Xbox All Access subscription, which will allow gamers to buy their next console by paying a monthly charge. Xbox's main concern remains to the player, not the device, which is why the price is extremely important. Gaming has been a way for people to be entertained during this time, and gaming companies continue to develop new games to be played. In unfortunate news, Nintendo has reported that a total of 300,000 Nintendo accounts have been hacked as of April, which is when the breaches were discovered. After continuing the investigation, Nintendo discovered more and more of their accounts being breached. Nintendo has stated that they are taking more security measures and that refunds for these customers are nearly complete. Hopefully this will be cleared up soon. Finally, the PlayStation 5 has officially been revealed and what it will look like. The console includes a black and white design, as well as the controller that comes with it will look like that too. There are two models. There's the PS5, which is the normal one with the DVD player, and then which you can put your games in. And then there is also an all-digital version, which looks even thinner and sleeker than the regular PS5. So as you can see on the left, there is the one with the DVD drive, and then on the right is the all-digital version. Sony hasn't mentioned pricing yet, but they revealed the design at their live stream. In addition, Sony has announced multiple accessories such as the Bluetooth headset and a media remote. However, there's been lots of backlash on the design of the PS5. Many gamers have expressed their disapproval, but Sony has made no intention of changing their current design. So here's a video of the unveil. This is their hardware video that they made. Okay, so that just about wraps up this episode of Tech Weekly. Thank you to everybody that is watching, and to my phenomenal writer. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to stay safe as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one.